In 3228 BCE in Mathura, India, a child was born who was destined to reshape the spiritual and temporal destiny of mankind, Sri Krishna. In his 125 years of life, Sri Krishna made an indelible impression upon mankind's collective consciousness, re-educating the world about devotion and dharma as well as the ultimate reality. His life was a model for people in days past, the modern world, and surely for those in ages to come. Seeing Krishna as a perfect personification of divinity, to this day hundreds of millions of people pray to him, chant his names, meditate on his form, and try to put his teachings into practice. His life has inspired a treasure house of poetry, music, painting, sculpture, and other fine arts. A child, a brother, a charioteer, a warrior, a disciple, a guru, a cowherd, a messenger, the beloved of the gopis. Throughout his life, Krishna enacted so many roles, the whole time never forgetting that they were just that, roles, and that his true nature was eternal, ever blissful consciousness. In this way, he was able to remain detached and thus perform flawlessly, never allowing the smile to fall from his face. Krishna's life was so full, it would be impossible to recount it all here. It is told primarily through Srimad Bhagavatam, Garga Samhita, Vishnu Purana, Brahmavaivarta Purana, Mahabharata, Harivamsa, and several other Puranas. Krishna, in fact, took birth in a prison cell. A sage had told his egoistic uncle, King Kansa, that he would be killed by his sister Devaki's child. So Kansa imprisoned Devaki and had each child she bore murdered. However, Devaki and her husband, Vasudeva, finally were able to sneak one child off to safety. This was Sri Krishna. They sent Krishna off to Vraja, where he was raised by a foster mother, Yasoda. It was in Vrindavan, one of the villages of Vraja, that Krishna won the hearts of the gopis, the cowherds of the village. By spending all his time with the gopis of Vrindavan, playing with them, joking with them, stealing their butter and milk, etc., what he actually was doing was stealing their hearts. Kansa sent many assassins to kill Krishna, but none of them were able to do so. And in the end, Krishna returned to Mathura and killed Kansa, restoring dharma to the land. In fact, Krishna never returned to Vrindavan. The pain of separation was unbearable for the gopis. It drove their minds into a fever pitch, wherein their every thought was of Krishna. Through this, their minds were purified and they slowly became able to see their beloved in all things. In the trees, in the rivers, in the mountains, in the sky, in all people and animals, even in their own selves. This was the realization that Krishna had intended to bring about within them from the very beginning. The devotional fervor Krishna created in the gopis is perhaps best exemplified by the Rasa Leela dance, wherein each of hundreds of gopis perceived the 8-year-old Krishna to be dancing with them alone. Radha is said to have been the most devoted of the gopis. Theirs was the highest love, a love to inspire mankind forward on the path to God. The next major role in Krishna's life was as a friend to the Pandavas, 5 devoted and dharmic brothers whose kingdom was usurped by their 100 half-brothers, the egoistic and adharmic Kauravas. In the eventual war between the two, Krishna served as the charioteer of the Pandava Arjuna. And it was also to Arjuna that he advised the 701 verses of the Bhagavad Gita. It comprises Krishna's advice to Arjuna on the cusp of the Mahabharata war. The Gita delivers the essence of spirituality in a way that the common man can understand. As the great Swami Chinmayananda often said, with the Gita, Sri Krishna took the knowledge of the Upanishads down from the Himalayas and into the marketplace. Here was a true handbook for life delivered by the Lord himself. Krishna's instructions were not just for monks. He advised everyone to his capacity. His instruction to Arjuna, in fact, was to remain in the world, performing his dharma. His life was a perfect example of how to remain unscorched in the midst of the worldly fire. Lord Krishna left his physical form at 125 at the hands of a hunter. But he died as he was born and as he lived, with a beatific smile upon his face. In fact, it is said that his final act was to bless the hunter who had accidentally shot him. Such was his love.